So it's been 12 days, or nearly 2 weeks, since I first got my hands on Samsung's Galaxy A12, one of Samsung's newest and most affordable smartphones, which I can definitely see as the next phone for you or for someone you know. In this video, I want to talk to you about some new experiences I've had with the A12 over the past 2 weeks or so, and find out whether or not this phone is the right choice for you or a loved one considering the many smartphone options Samsung provides. Let's get started. So starting with what makes the A12 such a compelling consideration. Price. At the time of this video, the Galaxy A12, which comes in blue, red, white, and this black color here, and in configurations of 64 or 128 gigabytes of storage with 4 gigabytes of RAM, is around $180. You are getting some great value for your money here, considering the previous generation Galaxy A11 for that same price had half this amount of storage and RAM. In exchange for that price, you are also getting a 6.5-inch display, a greatly sized 5,000 milliamp hour battery, 15-watt fast charging to match that large battery, and Samsung's One UI 2.5, which has been a great software experience on all Samsung devices I've owned from budget to flagship. It's especially exciting to see Samsung's many software features make their way to their most inexpensive phones, the A12 here being a prime example. We also have a lot of small things going right here that anyone considering this phone will definitely enjoy, including the likes of a headphone jack, nicely rounded and slim bezels around the display, and a physical fingerprint scanner built into the power button on the side of the phone, which is personally my favorite feature on this phone. It makes for quick and consistent unlocking, and it's the most natural way of getting into any phone in my opinion. But then what's missing on this A12 to get it to its more affordable price point? The most noticeable difference you will find here compared to some of the other higher-end Samsung Galaxy A series phones is the lack of an AMOLED display, which provides more vibrant colors and deeper blacks compared to the PLS LCD display used here in the A12. The A12's 720p non-AMOLED display certainly looks less impressive, but it's a big part of bringing down the overall cost. Something else that makes this A12 less expensive is the choice of build materials, lacking any aluminum sidings and instead opting for an entirely plastic build. Additionally, there's not any official IP water or dust resistance certifications to go with this phone. Also, the processor used here is not the best performing, especially when compared to something like the Galaxy A71. But a few compromises aside, there is a lot more good than bad going on with this Galaxy A12, which I have thoroughly enjoyed in my daily usage over the past 2 weeks. The first and foremost being the 6.5-inch display. It may not be the highest resolution, and it also opts for a teardrop notch opposed to the hole punch cutout we found on the previous generation Galaxy A11, but in day-to-day use, I've been very happy with the viewing experience regardless of what I'm doing. The large display gives it a similar feeling to more expensive Samsung phones, and the display gets bright enough for it to be viewable in direct sunlight. More importantly than that, though, is the most impressive area of this phone, which is the massive 5,000 milliamp hour battery. This has given me incredible battery life, even when using the phone extensively. 1 hour of watching YouTube took just 7.8% of the battery, 1 hour of light gaming took just 7.3%, nearly an hour of shopping on Amazon took around 5 to 6%, and a lot of text messaging throughout the day took 4 to 5%. Overall, on a day with 5.5 hours of screen on time, I still had over 50% battery left, meaning this phone has a bare minimum 2-day battery life for heavy users and will have enough battery to last nearly a week for lighter users. And when it comes time to charge back up, it can be done relatively quickly thanks to the 15-watt fast charger included in the box with the A12, getting you from 0 to 100% in about 2 hours time. But with all specifications and detailed testing aside, what is actual day-to-day usage like on the A12? When using this phone for everyday basic tasks such as watching YouTube, shopping online, surfing the web, checking on the news, scrolling through social media, and taking an occasional photo or video, I was pleased with the experience. It's not the smoothest and fastest phone I've ever used by any means, but at the same time, I never experienced any apps crashing or major slowdowns in general use applications. Even light gaming was enjoyable for me on this A12, with several 1-hour sessions of playing Stardew Valley, even though it didn't run at a smooth 60 frames per second the entire time like it does on my higher-end A-series phones. There were no major lag spikes, unexpected shutdowns, and the phone didn't overheat. If you're looking to play more intensive games, I would suggest paying a bit more money for a phone with higher specifications. The camera was also a pretty good experience, with the primary lens taking nice detailed shots, and the depth sensor provides a nice bokeh effect when I wanted something a little extra out of my photos. The wide-angle shots look pretty average, and the included macro lens also allows for some really close-up shots if that's your thing. And on the video side of things, there isn't any sort of image stabilization here, so action filming certainly isn't the best. But overall, it gets the job done for filming basic 1080p 30 video. Overall, it is a good amount of versatility from a quad lens setup that will certainly get the job done for average day-to-day use. Another area which falls into that get the job done category is the single bottom firing speaker. It is certainly good enough for watching YouTube videos and playing games, but when listening to music, you might be left looking for a little more. Luckily, the earbuds included in the box provide a bit more volume if that's what you're after, and while they're not the highest quality earbuds by any means, they get the job done, and I am very happy that Samsung includes them alongside the phone. And as I mentioned before, the little things are done right on this phone, which help make it a good all-around device, and are things you will greatly appreciate, like the excellent fingerprint sensor. Also, the matte finish on the back has a cool looking and feeling ridged design and makes for a nice feel in the hand. The newly designed camera module has a nice look to it, and overall the appearance of this phone looks a lot more substantial over the Galaxy A11 in my opinion. So, after 12 days of usage with the Galaxy A12, my final verdict is this. If you're looking for a phone with a large display and an excellent battery to take care of your general everyday needs, then the A12 is perfect for you or a loved one. This is a perfect option for a light user or potentially a heavy user if you don't plan to do anything too intensive with your phone. For the price of $180, I can highly recommend the Galaxy A12. But what are your thoughts on the Samsung Galaxy A12? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up. And please consider subscribing to the Shane Symonds YouTube channel today, as only about 3.6% of you are subscribed. Hope to see you guys around for the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.